Namaste everyone and welcome. Today's our lesson is going to be a chair yoga routine. So chair yoga is very helpful if you're feeling tired, run down, if you're a little older, or if there's any inflammation of the joints, if you're recovering from an illness. The chair yoga can be very valuable to help you get into your body, get your energy moving, connect to your breath, and just feel a lot better. So today's routine is going to include some ancient practices called Pawanmuktanasana, which are joint relieving and joint opening practices. They're going to include a little bit of meditation and a little bit of breath work. Now, I actually designed this routine for my 80-year-old mum and she loved it. So if she can do it, if I can do it, almost anybody can do it. It is very gentle, but if there is anything in there that feels too strong, just sit and rest it out, or just do it halfway. I'll try to call some options if I think you might need them. The only equipment that you need is a strap, and a strap can be, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use any kind of belt or a towel, a long towel, or a belt from a bathrobe, anything that's got a bit of firmness to it. You don't want the elasticized version. And a nice firm chair. So you want a chair that is high enough that your knees are as high as your hips. You don't want to have your hips higher, and you don't want to sink down into the chair. So you don't want it too soft, but if you have got a soft chair, even a soft chair, if you sit at the edge, should have a little bit of firmness to it. When you've got your chair, you want to sit down on it, but sit at the edge of the chair. Don't sit back into the seat. Sit at the edge of the seat, so come forward, right on the edge, and then roll up, roll forward onto your sitting bones. Now, if this isn't possible, if you still feel you dropping back and you can't lift up, you might want to fold a blanket and put it on the edge of the chair. Just give yourself a little bit more height. That might help you roll forward onto your sitting bones, and then you can feel your sternum lift, your heart open, your shoulders relax. Your feet are hip width on the floor, flat, and your knees are just above your ankles, knees, hips, all in a nice, relatively comfortable line. Your hands, for the moment, can either rest on your thighs, palms down, or palms up, whichever is the most comfortable for you. So today, it's really important that you make sure you feel comfortable all the way through. Now, we're going to begin with a short moment of just coming into our body, coming into our practice, and using our breath to do that. Now, we do this for almost any yoga practice. We take a moment to actually become fully present to our body, to our breath, and to let our mind settle and come away from the daily activities, all the conversations, all the things that we do. We want to come back into just a state of being. We want to draw our awareness away from the activity that goes on in our daily lives and just bring it here into this moment, this body and this breath. So again, sitting comfortably, roll forward on sitting bones, feet flat to floor, hands on thighs, back of the neck is long slightly, chin is slightly down, heart is slightly lifted, shoulders are relaxed, and closing your eyes. Taking a moment just to let yourself be. Noticing your breath without doing anything to change it at this point. Just noticing it as it comes in the body, almost like a balloon inflates a little bit, and on the exhale, notice as it leaves the body. Now, if we don't put any effort in, when it comes in, we can feel the inflation, but when it goes out, we can deflate. So that's where the similarity to the balloon finishes. We don't want to deflate, we want to stay open. So just noticing that inflation, expand, lift the chest, open heart, and just pause there. And then keeping that heart open, just bring your navel in and let the breath go out through the nostrils if you can. If you can't breathe in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils, breathe through the mouth. But if you can, breathe in and out through the nose. Ideally, the breath goes from the nostrils up to the back of the nasal passage, down the back of the throat where it inflates the lungs, top and bottom, nice fully inflated lungs. When we pause, we keep the rib cage expanded, and then exhale as the navel comes in, the diaphragm lifts up, and we move the breath up through the back of the throat, hits the back of the nasal passage and back down, out through those nostrils. So it has a pathway. And once you've felt yourself just calm down a little bit, just by focusing and paying attention to your breath, you'll notice that you start to relax just a little bit. You start to calm down just a little bit and feel like you're just slowing down. Now, we're going to use a mantra with the next few breaths. A mantra is simply a word or a phrase that changes or turns your consciousness, your state of being, to something higher or better. So the words that we're going to use today are simply on the inhale. As you inhale, you're going to mentally repeat the word slow. As you exhale, mentally repeat the word deep. On the inhale, slow, and on the exhale, deep. And we'll do this 3 times. So taking a natural breath, inhale, exhale, letting everything release and relax. You might even want to give a little sigh. And then on the inhale, mentally repeating the word slow. Pause at the top of the breath. And then on the exhale, mentally repeating the word deep. Inhale, slow. Exhale, deep. Inhale, slow. Exhale, deep. Then letting the words drop away and just letting yourself sit in the space, just simply being, and feel the changes that have happened. You feel even more relaxed, even calmer. Really coming into this moment, this body, this breath, just being here and feeling how good it feels just to be. Just to be, nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Just being in this moment. In a minute, we're going to do a second breath exercise, and it's a simple breath. You're going to simply inhale, and you're going to try and fill the belly, the chest, a nice full breath. Remember, we're filling up the lungs, bottom and top of the lungs. Pause. We're keeping that rib cage, which is expanded with the breath, we're keeping that lifted, and on the exhale as the navel comes in, when sending that breath out through the nose, but it can also sometimes feel like it's going straight out through the crown of the head, like a whale spout. So we're controlling our exhale, or we're visioning, we're using our imagination, our vision to direct where we want our breath to go. And when we direct our breath in this way, it keeps us upright and lifted with our heart open, with our spine long, so pressure is off the joints, pressure is off the lungs, we've got full lung capacity, and we stay nice and calm. Now you're going to inhale in this way, and you're going to count your breath. So, and then on the exhale, you're going to exhale for twice as long as the count of your inhale. So for example, if your inhale was 3 or 4, you would exhale for 6 or 8. If your inhale is 5, you'll exhale for 10, and so on. This helps us access the belly breath, the abdominal breath, and the abdominal breath activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming part of the nervous system that really makes us feel calm and relaxed and grounded and present, which is great for any kind of yoga but also during times when we feel a bit stressed or we've been running around too much, we just need to stop and be and let our body relax and heal and recover. So when you're ready, again, just making sure you're comfortable. Hands to thighs, lifting heart, back the neck long, chin down, eyes closed. Then letting yourself take a natural breath, inhale, and just a natural exhale, letting the breath out, even sighing if you want to. Then begin your inhale, nice and slow, filling the belly and then moving up into the heart and counting 1, 2, 3. Pause, and on the exhale, doubling that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause briefly and then begin the inhale again. Now if that was too long, just shorten your breath a little. If it was not long enough, just lengthen your breath again. So just doing it in your comfortable breath length. Inhale, count the inhale, whatever that is. Exhale for twice as long. And doing that 2 more times. It's really important that you maintain a level of comfort, that there is no tension or stress as you try to lengthen the breath or as you exhale. So if there's any stress, just shorten your breath, both inhale and exhale. If it feels too short, you can try going a little bit longer, just a little bit more breath up into that chest, pause, and sending it out, bringing that navel in, moving that breath out through the crown and down through the nostrils. And then once you finish that last exhale, just drop away the conscious rhythm of the breath exercise, the pranayama, just let it drop away. Just breathing normally and naturally and just allowing yourself to simply feel how it feels after that little pranayama or breath exercise. You might notice that your body is relaxed, but your mind has also become a little bit quieter. The eyeballs might have stopped moving around quite so much, and you might not be quite as busy. You might be thinking a little bit less and just more willing to just be. And it feels good, noticing how good that feels. Then taking a nice deep breath now into the belly, into the heart, and on the exhale, when you exhale, smile and sigh and let your eyes open. And just notice, just smile and go, that feels good. Notice how good it is just to come into this moment and be. Now we're going to begin with the Pawanmuktanasana, the simple joint exercises. Now this is also fantastic to do anytime that you're feeling a bit stiff, a bit creaky, your joints are a bit inflamed, or the weather's particularly cold. It really helps to warm and lubricate the joints, and when the joints are nice and warm, then the energy starts flowing through the body easily and more naturally, and by the end of it your whole body should feel more open, more alive and more energized. So we're going to begin today with the hands. The full sequence begins with the eyes and head. I'm changing it a little bit today. I like to do the hands and the arms first to release the neck a little bit. So I'm going to start with the hands today. So bringing your hands out shoulder height. And you can start with the fists just naturally closed and you're keeping them shoulder height. And as you inhale, you're going to spread your fingers as wide as you can and spread and open that palm as wide as you can as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to squeeze that hand into a fist. Inhale, spread. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, spread. Exhale, squeeze. Really feeling those fingers stretch in all directions and exhale, curling into the fist. And one more, inhale and exhale. For this next one, keeping hands where they are, and make a traffic stop sign with your hands, stop. A nice bend, bring those fingertips back, and on the exhale, bring your fingertips towards each other and try to touch the elbow. And then inhale to the stop, exhale, drawing fingers together towards elbow, inhale, stop, exhale, fingers together, inhale, stop, exhale, down. Now, I'm comfortable with this, but in the beginning your arms can start to ache. So if you need to, just rest for a breath, just a breath or two, and then join back in again. So the next one, closing into the fist again, this time circling. Nice big round circles with your fists, really mobilizing those wrists. So we've been moving the fingers and now the wrists. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now change directions. Inhale and exhale. Nice smooth movements in as big a circle as you possibly can. Now turning the palms up. Bend at the elbows, exhale and bring the fingertips to shoulder. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fingertips to shoulder, keeping those elbows high. Inhale, extend. Exhale to shoulder. Remembering to have a little rest anytime that you need to. One more, inhale and exhale. Keeping the fingertips there. Draw your elbows towards each other, up, back. As you inhale, bringing in that breath. Exhale as the elbows go down, forward and towards each other again. So circling those elbows in as big a circle as you can, letting the spine join in a little bit. Naturally it'll want to flex and curve. And when you open up your breathing in, creating more space for breath, and as you close off your breathing out, and now changing direction all the way back and up. Inhale and exhale. Elbows close in and letting the spine curve. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, one more. And exhale and have a little relax. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze as tight as you can and relax. Squeeze, relax, one more, squeeze and relax. Take a good breath there, inhale, and with a gentle sigh and smile, letting go of any tension that might be released or held or moved around. So now we're going to work with the head and neck. So we've done a little bit of loosening of those shoulder muscles, so it may give us a little bit more movement through the neck. I have an old neck injury, so for me personally I find this sequence works a little bit better, but if you prefer to do the head first, do the head first and then the hands and arms and shoulders. So now we're going to simply bring chin to chest, and on the inhale we're going to look up. Now this is where I'm going to encourage you, if you have any neck issues at all, interlock your fingers and just underneath your occipitals, so just underneath the base of the skull, just let your hands be there to support your neck as you inhale and look up. Exhale, chin down towards the hollow at the base of the throat, and inhale looking up, just lightly supporting the back of the head with your fingers. Exhaling down and inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhale, come to center, and exhale, release your hands. Now, taking an inhale, on the exhale you're going to turn the head towards the right, but keeping your chin parallel to the ground. Don't let it tilt up. Don't let your jaw tilt up one way or the other. Keep everything nice and level to the ground. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the left. Keep your heart open, your shoulders slightly back. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the left. Doing two more. Remember to keep that chin parallel to the floor and don't let your head tilt. Keep it nice and parallel as you move with your breath. Nice and smoothly. Heart is open, shoulders are softly back. And after the final one, back to centre. Now we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. And there's a couple of different ways we can do this. You can either reach down and with your left hand and you can hold the edge of the chair, or you can reach the hand behind you. I like this one personally because it opens up that shoulder and rolls it back a little bit, which means I get maximum release through the sides of the neck. And you can hold the waist of your clothing or just grab a piece of your clothing behind you. This keeps that left shoulder open. The right hand stays on your lap. And you take right hand to right shoulder. Inhale through the centre. And change. Left elbow, left shoulder. Grabbing the waist of the clothing with the right hand. So it really rolls that shoulder back. And inhale back up. Now sometimes holding the chair is a little bit easier. If you want to do longer holds, you can grab the waist of the clothing. So the chair lets you change sides a little bit more easily. But once you're comfortable with this exercise and you want to stay there for a few breaths, then grab that waist of that clothing and you can feel as you breathe, just for 3 to 5 breaths, you can feel that nice lengthening through the side of that neck, all those muscles down the side of the neck and into the collarbones and back up to centre. So for today, just remember, just inhaling, exhaling back to centre, inhaling to the other shoulder, exhaling back. But if you want to do longer holds, you can take the arm behind you and spend it a little bit longer there. And then resting the hands. Now supporting the neck again, especially those of you who have neck problems. If you don't have neck problems, you can let your hands rest, but chin down, all the way up, following a clock face, up and around, through the numbers 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, and back round the other way. 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, going all the way round in 2 directions, 3 to 4 times each, breathing and moving nice and smoothly, and then come back to centre and release the hands. Now we've done some nice releasing neck, shoulders, hands and arms, and now a little bit more with the rest of the spine. So hands to knees, and this time I'm going to imagine that you're drawing your navel towards the chair and you're rolling to the back of the sitting bones and you're letting your head drop in, chin in, and now your hands are going to pull on your knees and draw your elbows back, lift your chest up, look up and arch, and exhale. You can actually push away on your thighs, hands to thighs, can push forward, draw the navel back, round the shoulders, drop the head, exhale, inhale, pull on the knees, draw the elbows back, shoulders down, lift the heart, look up, and exhale, push away, push with those hands, exhale, rolling shoulder, navel to the back of the chair, and 2 more times. This is like doing tiger and cat, but in a seated version. And it's really good for mobilising the spine and getting synovial fluids moving all the way through that spine, really loosening it up. And back to centre, nice and neutral. Now, hands to belly, take an inhale, feel your belly expand. And on exhale, feel the belly come back into the spine. And 1 more like that, breathe in. And exhale, in. Now this time we're going to inhale, but on the exhale we're going to use our hands to turn that belly towards our right. Now take your left hand to the outside of the right knee and do a backward swimming motion with the back hand and rest it on the back of the chair or hold the back of the chair, whatever is most comfortable, and just stay there and breathe into the belly, into the heart. And on the exhale, navel into the spine and pull. If you're on your cycle, just stay here and breathe, sending that breath through the crown. But if you're not on your cycle, you can pull gently on the back of the chair and pull gently on that front hand, and you can create a little bit more turn with every exhale, but make sure you relax on the inhale and get the full breath in again, and on the exhale, turning, navel into spine and turning from that belly region, and breathing in, and exhale, turning, and coming back to the center, and just pausing there. Now, if you happen to be, I'll give you another version in a minute, so we'll do the other side. So breathing in, belly, and on the exhale, use your hands to turn that belly around to face that left leg. Take the right hand to the outside, and then with a backward swimming motion, placing that hand on the back of the chair, or holding the base of the chair, wherever is comfortable. Just something that you can draw yourself around just that little bit more, hug yourself towards if you can. Otherwise, just anything that keeps you nice and stable. Now, just taking a breath or two there, just breathing into the belly and into the heart. And on the exhale, just navel in and pressing into those sitting bones and feeling that crown get longer. And if you're on your cycle or you're expecting, you won't do anything stronger than this. But if you are comfortable and you want to, you can take a breath down into the belly, into the heart. And on the exhale, just pull gently on that front hand and hug with that back hand, and see if you can get a little bit more turn through that belly region. You might. Your head just naturally turns in the direction of the twist, but you're not forcing it. So don't try to get the head around, just let it naturally turn. And one more breath, inhale, and exhale, turn. And inhale back to the center, and exhale, just hands there and breathe into the belly, into the heart. Good. And if there's any tension in the muscles, just stay here for another couple of breaths and really breathe in and feel like your breath is a massage from the inside, just gently pressing against the ribs. And ideally your ribs move out and up. And when they move out and up, they mobilize the vertebrae in the thoracic region. So they give the little bit of movement to those thoracic vertebrae and loosen them up even more. So breathing in and breathing out. Good. Now if you can't breathe out through your nose, just blow out with slightly pursed lips. This will also help to bring your navel back in. It's quite a nice little breath technique. Those of you who have got a little bit more turn in them and you're feeling you can always sit sideways on the chair, and you can put both hands to the back of the chair, and you can use that chair, the back of the chair, to gently move yourself in deeper into the twist. But only do that if you're very, very comfortable and there's no discomfort. Taking a nice breath there, inhale, and nice breath relaxing. Now we're going to come to the legs and the feet. So we're going to, first of all, just do something quite simple. We're going to interlock the hands underneath the thighs. Now, for any reason that's not comfortable, you can grab your strap and you can use it holding close to the leg, but holding the edges of the strap, and that might just help you to hold the leg up a little bit more easily if it's not easy to interlock behind. Now, your leg is out in front of you now, and you're going to spread those toes and then squeeze them together. Spread the toes and squeeze them together, just like we did with the hands, spreading and squeezing. Spread and squeeze, spread and squeeze. Now you don't have to lift it as high as I am, I'm trying to show you. And if it's really difficult to lift, you can grab anything at all that you can, like a bolster, if you've got a bolster, or some cushions, just enough to raise your foot up a little bit and be able to work with the foot. So you don't have to lift. If that's too strong for you, you can build it up with cushions or with a bolster and rest your heels so you can see those toes spreading and squeezing. So the other side, interlock behind and spread and squeeze together those toes and spread and squeeze and spread and squeeze. Of course, if you are comfortable to be on the floor, we do this on the floor with our legs out in front of us. Changing sides again. This time it's point and flex. Point and flex. I haven't even looked to see. I've been walking around with bare feet, so I hope they're not too dirty. And flex and release and change. And this is the same as the flex and drawing the fingers in. It's the same as the hand version. So we're pointing and flexing. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And now the rotations. Changing sides and circling those toes in as big circle as you can get them. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And changing directions. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Changing sides. Now, if you're using something to support your feet, you've got both feet supported and you can just want them lifted high enough that you can see them. You might want to press the heel into it. So you've got that movement through the ankles and through the toes and changing direction, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now, grabbing hold underneath, and we're going to have a slightly firm heel, so it's if we're pushing with our foot, and we're going to extend through the heel, trying to straighten the leg, and exhale, release. Extend as if we're pushing something away with our heel, pushing away, and then bend and release. Extend and push into it, and bend and release. This is actually where we can use our strap as well. So we can have our strap, we can place it underneath the heel. This might be easier. So placing the heel onto the strap and then walking down and holding the strap as close to the knee as you can and lifting up that leg and then pushing the heel into the strap and then releasing. And pushing the heel into the strap and then releasing and push. Toes are back a little bit and then release. And changing sides. So with or without the strap, either interlocking underneath or using the heel strap underneath your heel. So you can put the strap on the ground, place your heel on top of it, grab hold of the strap beside the knee and pull up and then straighten through that leg and release. Now you might need, again, I'm lifting a little bit high, you don't need to lift this high. You can be quite low, doesn't matter, as long as you're getting that action through the heel. You're mobilizing the knee joint in a nice forward-backward motion. You're feeling what it feels like to push into that heel, and when you push into that heel, inside and outside heel, it stabilizes the knee joint and it activates the muscles above and below the knee. And when the leg is extended, it helps you to engage the quad muscles and release the hamstring muscles. So just have a relax now. And this is really good, not only for strengthening the legs, aligning the joints of the knee and the ankles, but also creating a little bit of action that will, over time, help to release your hamstrings just that little bit. So we've got that nice movement in both of those legs. You'll also be surprised at how much strength you can build up just by that simple exercise. Especially if you're, for some reason, not able to bear weight on your legs or your feet, you can use exercises like this to still build up some of that strength. Now we're going to, one more time, interlock underneath, and we're going to circle our foot so that there's just a little bit of gentle movement through the knee, and inhaling and exhaling. exhaling all the way through. We keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, and then release. And then changing, holding underneath the other thigh. And circling that foot just so we get a little bit of movement in that knee. And what we're really moving, we're starting to move into those hips actually. And changing direction, as the foot is moving and requiring a tiny bit of rotation, it's starting to move into those hips. So now we're going to do one that gives us a little bit more release in the back, and also helps us to get into that hip crease a little bit. We're going to fold forward, so we can take our legs a little bit wider now. And as you can, you're going to walk the hands forward and try to bring your belly between the thighs. Now, if you can't, you just lean on your elbows, and that might be as far as you go for now. And you're going to breathe into the belly and breathe out and squeeze that belly up into the spine. This is really good for releasing the muscles of the back around the sacrum and getting some length in those back muscles. A little bit of release in through the back of the hamstrings and buttocks. But if you can, you go further than the knees and you let your belly come in between the thighs, and then you reach back, and if you can, you hold the chair wherever you can reach. If you can't, you hold the backs of your calves. So if you can reach back and hold any part of the chair, doesn't matter where, hold the chair. And if you can, you walk your hands down closer to the ground, the more flexible you are. If you can't quite reach the chair, hold the backs of your calves with your palms facing forward and hugging those calves towards you as you bend in. So you're creating this hugging action and just staying there and breathing. And this creates a really good release in the back. The neck is relaxed. And it feels a little bit restricted in the breath, but this is okay because it forces the breath to go into the back of the body, which is where we want it. We want it to go into the back of the body. It's almost like creating a massage from the inside out, just coming up when you're ready. When I talk like this, if it's too much, if you can't wait, just come up, because I can sometimes talk and forget. But if you can stay there, stay longer. So in some of these poses, because they're gentler, spending longer time in them will have a better result over time. So because they're gentler, there's two ways that we get release in our body. One is by intensity and one is by length of time that we spend. So in the slightly gentler ones, if we can stay there longer, we do. When we're first practicing though, it can feel uncomfortable, so we might not stay as long. But once we get comfortable, once we start to understand, oh, this is actually doing good things for us, and our body starts to release, we can stay there a bit longer. So in that pose, you're not only creating this pressure, so the front body's closed off a bit, the breath has to go into the back, and it pushes into those tight back muscles, and it's like a massage from the inside. The breath pushes against the muscles, spreading it out, and on the exhale, releasing the navel even further in and breathing in, feeling the breath push against the back muscles, exhale further in, and keep going like that. The other great thing that it does is it gives a massage through that whole abdominal region, so your organs will get a nice massage as well. And they do say healthy organs, healthy humans, something like that. The healthier your organs, the healthier you are. You want organs that are nice, they've got movement, they're not stuck and stiff. You want your organs to have movement as well as your limbs. So we're getting close to the end. We're just going to do one more movement today. And this is a little bit unusual. And again, depending on your level of comfort and flexibility, it might be very small or it might be a bit bigger. So hands to the knees, and we're going to take our ribs forward to the side, back in, curving slightly like we did in Tiger and Cat, out to the side, forward, expanding and opening a little bit, out to the side, in, curving like a cat, out to the other side, inhale, coming forward. So we inhale as we come forward, just like we did in the Tiger and Cat version. This time we're circling those ribs, inhaling and exhaling back, and now changing direction. Inhaling forward, out to the side, exhaling back into the curve, out to the side, and inhaling forward again, and going as far around as you can. This will not only be good for your spine, but also give some movement into those hip joints, which is really nice, and start to mobilize all through that pelvic region, almost like we're doing a nice dance. But if you, and just coming back to center now, but if you aren't comfortable with that movement, it might only be very small in the beginning. But even if it's only small, just make sure you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale as you change sides. And over time, you might get more and more movement, and you'll incorporate the open chest and then curving in, and you might find that your shoulders begin to move with it as well. So you really take moving where your body is happy moving. Now we take a moment just to pause, and closing the eyes again, we breathe into the belly, breathe into the heart. And on the exhale, the gentle sigh and smile, letting go of all the effort, all the work that we've just done. And we take a few moments just to pause and integrate everything that we've done for our body. And let everything settle down again. We might notice that we're a bit warmer, that there actually has been heat released. So whenever we move and mobilize the joints, we free up trapped energy, and that energy can be felt as warmth or heat. We have got the blood flowing, and you might feel that when you breathe in, you can breathe in more deeply. And when you breathe out, you can feel that movement of the breath up through the spine, out through the crown more easily, but also, interestingly, you can feel the breath move down into those feet as well. You can feel those feet spread into the earth as well. So breathing in, belly, heart. Keeping that heart open. Breathing out, navel into spine. Feeling the breath move through the crown and down through those feet. And the spine gets longer. You press into the chair with your sitting bones. Back of the neck is long. Chin is down. And it's almost like, and just one more like that. And then as you exhale, just letting all breath regulation or effort just drop away, and simply being and just observing the after effect of consciously sending your breath through the spine, through the feet, feeling almost that you're really long and open, that you've almost created an energy framework so that your body can relax and you still stay upright. It's almost like a coat hanger that holds the clothes, but it's your energy that is the coat hanger. It's created a framework, and then your muscles can actually relax. And when you notice that that feels quite nice, just to be upright but also very relaxed, let a soft smile be on the lips. And we're going to let the breath slowly move into the body, inflating, feel that sense of expansion, and on the exhale, letting the breath out of the body, both to release any tension, anything that you don't need, letting it go now, but also moving it through the crown and the legs, feeling that breath move through, keeping your energy pathways clear. Now we're going to bring back a mantra. Again, so remembering the mantra, the word or phrase. And this time on the inhale, going to mentally repeat the words I am, and on the exhale, peace. Inhaling I am, exhale, peace. And when you're ready, you might want a natural inhale and exhale if you haven't already started, just letting that breath out and beginning a nice, long, slow inhale, mentally repeating I am, exhale, peace. 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 I am, exhale, peace your heart open. You can feel a soft smile on your face. And just feeling how good it feels to be here in this moment. And today I'd like to just extend that feel-good feeling and get you to remember or visualize another place that you feel this good, or it could be your ideal place, or it could be a place that you go to regularly where you feel calm and happy, relaxed, completely comfortable and completely content. It could be a bench seat in a beautiful garden surrounded by roses, blue sky, gentle breeze, green grass, bees humming. You could be sitting beside a stream and listening to that beautiful trickle of water as it passes by. It could be sitting beside a log fire on a cool night, stars sparkling, that you're comfortable and warm and cozy and happy. So whatever that is for you, just allow it to come to mind and bring as much detail as you can. What the air feels like, the sounds that you can hear, the colours that you can see. And just noticing how good it feels to be here in this moment. Calm, comfortable, content, and present. In yoga, the practice of active contentment is called santosha. And we try to cultivate this. It's not a passive activity. We cultivate it by taking this time to put ourselves in this state of feeling present and calm and relaxed and happy. And we also cultivate it by being grateful for what we have in this moment. When we're in this calm and relaxed and peaceful state, it's easier to let the gratitude rise up. In this moment, just notice how you feel grateful to be here, grateful for this moment, grateful for this calm and happy feeling, grateful for the energy moving through your body. And letting yourself think about anything else that you feel grateful for in your life, any person, event, or thing. Someone that you love, someone that was kind to you, a nice home, good friends, running water, whatever it is that you feel glad or grateful for in this moment. Allow it to rise up in your heart and breathe it in. And on the exhale, gentle sigh and smile, breathe it out. If it feels appropriate, bringing your hands into prayer position and just bowing your head a little bit as we send out thanks for these great gifts. We wish that all beings may be so blessed. Sarve Sham Swasti Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Shanti Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Mangalam Bhavatu. May all beings be happy, may all beings find peace, may all beings be whole, may all beings be blessed. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, peace, peace. Laying your hands flat on your heart, feeling the warmth there, breathing it in so you have a warm, loving heart overflowing with love, peace and contentment, and gentle smile and sigh. And breathing in and releasing your hands to your knees again, and see the beauty in the world. I look around me and I see so many things to be grateful for. I remind myself to bring my awareness back to this moment. And I remember that I am calm and happy. Calm and happy. Inhale the word calm. Exhale, happy. I give thanks to these gifts, and I wish that all beings may be so blessed. And when you're ready, take a good breath, inhale, and exhale with a sigh and smile, and let your eyes open up. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you've enjoyed the practice. If you have any questions at all, or want any further ideas about how to modify anything, please feel free to email us at yoga88@goldcoastyogacenter.com. Until then, I wish you peace. Namaste.